You say yes when you mean no. You apologize for things that aren't your fault. You can feel someone's mood shift from across the room, and suddenly your entire nervous system is on high alert, scanning for what you did wrong, how you can fix it, what you need to become to make them comfortable again. And here's what nobody tells you about people-pleasing. It's not actually about being nice. It's not about having a big heart or being too giving. What psychology is now discovering is that people-pleasing is a nervous system response. It's your body's deeply intelligent adaptation to environments where your safety once depended on managing other people's emotions. Your hypervigilance, your constant scanning, your inability to set boundaries without feeling like you're betraying someone. These aren't character flaws. They're survival strategies that got wired into your autonomic nervous system before you even had words for what was happening. And if you've ever wondered why you can't just stop, why knowing better doesn't help you do better, the answer is in your biology. Let's dive in. If you're a people pleaser, chances are you've been told to just set boundaries, just say no, just prioritize yourself. And if it were that simple, you would have done it already. Because here's what's actually happening. Your nervous system learned early on that other people's comfort was directly tied to your safety. Maybe you had a parent whose mood determined the temperature of your entire household. Maybe you learned that your needs were inconvenient, that taking up space meant conflict, that the best way to be loved was to be easy, accommodating, invisible when necessary. And so your nervous system, this brilliant, adaptive mechanism designed to keep you alive, started developing a highly sophisticated threat detection system, not for physical danger, but for emotional danger, disapproval, disappointment, someone being upset with you. Your vagus nerve, the main component of your parasympathetic nervous system, literally rewired itself to prioritize connection over authenticity, harmony over honesty, other people's peace over your own needs. Dr. Stephen Porges, who developed Polyvagal Theory, explains that our nervous system is constantly evaluating safety through a process called neuroception, detecting threat before our conscious mind even registers it. For people pleasers, that threat detector is incredibly sensitive to social cues, facial expressions, tone shifts. You're not overthinking. Your nervous system is doing exactly what it was trained to do. Before we go further, if you're someone who's tired of being told you're too sensitive, too accommodating, too much and not enough all at once, subscribe to Unfelt. We talk about the psychology behind your patterns, the nervous system science that explains your responses, and why understanding your adaptations is the first step to changing them. You're not broken, you just need context, and you belong here. So today we're breaking down 7 things psychology says about your nervous system if you're a people pleaser. Not to diagnose you, but to help you understand why you do what you do and why it's been so hard to stop. Reason 1. Your nervous system is stuck in fawn response. Most people know about fight, flight, and freeze. But there's a 4th trauma response that people pleasers know intimately: fawn. Fawning is when your nervous system responds to threat by appeasing, accommodating, and prioritizing the other person's needs to ensure your own safety. And for people pleasers, fawn isn't just an occasional response. It's often your nervous system's default setting. Dr. Pete Walker, who specializes in complex trauma, describes fawning as the fight response that got reversed. Instead of protecting yourself through aggression or boundary setting, you protect yourself through submission and service. You become hyper-aware of what others need, incredibly skilled at anticipating their desires, masterful at making yourself useful, likable, indispensable. Here's what this looks like in real life. Someone criticizes you, and instead of defending yourself, you immediately apologize and ask how you can do better. A friend vents to you for 2 hours, and you don't mention that you're exhausted because their need feels more important. Your partner seems distant, and you start running through everything you might have done wrong, already formulating ways to fix it before you even know if there's a problem. Your nervous system learned that conflict equals danger, and the fastest way to resolve danger is to make yourself smaller, easier, more palatable. Research from the Trauma Research Foundation shows that fawn responses develop when fight or flight aren't safe options, when asserting yourself or leaving would create more danger than staying and accommodating. You're not weak for fawning. You're not a doormat. Your nervous system made an incredibly intelligent calculation about how to survive in an environment where your autonomy wasn't safe. That's not a character flaw. That's adaptation. Reason 2, you have a hypersensitive social threat detection system. Your ability to read a room, to sense micro-expressions, to detect a mood shift from the slightest change in someone's voice. That's not a superpower you were born with. It's a survival skill your nervous system developed because it had to. Psychologists call this hypervigilance, and for people pleasers, it's specifically tuned to social and emotional threats. Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, author of The Body Keeps the Score, explains that when your early environment was unpredictable or emotionally unsafe, your brain's amygdala, your threat detection center, becomes hypersensitive to social cues. You learned that reading people accurately could help you prevent conflict, avoid punishment, or maintain connection. So your nervous system invested enormous resources into this skill. This is why you can walk into a room and immediately sense tension that nobody else notices. Why you can tell from a text message that someone's upset even when their words say they're fine. Why you lie awake replaying a conversation, analyzing every facial expression, every pause, every tonal shift for signs of disapproval. Studies from Cambridge University have shown that individuals with histories of emotional unpredictability demonstrate heightened activity in brain regions associated with social cognition. Your brain is literally working overtime to keep you safe by predicting social threats. Have you ever felt exhausted after social interactions, even good ones? That's why. Your nervous system has been running a complex threat analysis the entire time. And here's the thing, this sensitivity made perfect sense in the environment that created it. If someone's mood could determine whether you felt safe or scared, loved or rejected, of course you learned to read people with incredible accuracy. Your nervous system wasn't being dramatic. It was being brilliant. It still is. It just hasn't learned yet that not every environment requires this level of vigilance. Reason 3, your vagus nerve prioritizes connection over authenticity. The vagus nerve is the longest nerve in your autonomic nervous system, running from your brainstem through your heart, lungs, and digestive system. It's the main component of your parasympathetic nervous system. The rest and digest system, and it plays a crucial role in social engagement. For people pleasers, your vagus nerve has learned that maintaining social connection is essential for nervous system regulation. Dr. Stephen Porges' Polyvagal Theory explains that we have 3 neural circuits: ventral vagal, social engagement; sympathetic, fight or flight; and dorsal vagal, shut down, freeze. In a healthy nervous system, you can move fluidly between these states. But for people pleasers, your ventral vagal pathway became overdeveloped specifically for maintaining connection through accommodation. This is why setting boundaries feels physiologically dangerous. When you say no, when you express a need, when you risk disappointing someone, your nervous system registers it as a threat to connection and therefore a threat to survival. You might literally feel your heart race, your stomach drop, your throat tighten. That's not anxiety. That's your vagus nerve signaling danger because disconnection once meant being unsafe. Research published in the Journal of Traumatic Stress found that individuals with early relational trauma show altered vagal tone, meaning their vagus nerve is less flexible, more reactive to perceived social threats. You're not being dramatic when boundary setting feels impossible. Your body is genuinely experiencing a threat response. And here's what makes this so confusing. Your nervous system is trying to keep you safe by maintaining connection, but it's doing so at the expense of your authenticity. You stay regulated by regulating others. You feel safe by ensuring others are comfortable. But genuine safety, the kind where you can exist as yourself, requires your nervous system to learn that disconnection won't destroy you, that someone's discomfort isn't your emergency. Reason number 4, you experience embodied guilt and shame. Responses. When you think about saying no, does your body respond before your mind even finishes the thought? Maybe your chest tightens, your stomach drops, or you feel a wave of nausea. That's not just anxiety, that's embodied shame, a nervous system response that people pleasers know viscerally. Your body learned to associate advocating for yourself with danger, and it sounds the alarm accordingly. Dr. Brené Brown's research on shame and vulnerability reveals that shame isn't just an emotion, it's a full body experience. And for people pleasers, shame often gets activated by ordinary acts of self-assertion, asking for what you need, declining an invitation, expressing disagreement. These actions trigger shame responses because your nervous system learned that your needs were shameful, that taking up space was selfish, that your authenticity was too much. Neuroscience research from Stanford shows that shame activates the same neural circuits as physical pain. When you feel guilty for setting a boundary, when you're flooded with shame for disappointing someone, your nervous system is experiencing that as genuine suffering. You're not being oversensitive. Your brain is processing social pain as it would physical injury. This is why you apologize excessively, why you over-explain simple requests, why you feel the need to justify your no with elaborate reasons. You're trying to minimize the shame response your nervous system anticipates. Have you ever rehearsed a difficult conversation dozens of times, crafting the perfect words that won't make anyone upset? That's your nervous system trying to protect you from the embodied experience of guilt and shame it expects will follow. Your guilt isn't proof that you've done something wrong. It's proof that your nervous system was trained to feel responsible for other people's emotions. And that's not a moral failing. That's conditioning that you can, with time and practice, begin to rewire. Notice how all of these responses, the fawning, the hypervigilance, the inability to set boundaries, the embodied shame, they're all connected. They're all your nervous system trying to keep you safe in the only way it learned how. If this is resonating with you, if you're finally understanding why you've struggled with things that seem easy for other people, subscribe to Unfelt. Every week, we break down the psychology and nervous system science behind your patterns, helping you understand yourself with compassion instead of judgment. This isn't about fixing what's broken, it's about understanding what's adaptive. Hit that subscribe button, you're exactly where you need to be. Reason number 5, you have difficulty accessing your own needs and preferences. Have you ever been asked what you want for dinner and genuinely not known, or found yourself unable to choose what movie to watch, what plans to make, what you actually prefer, because you're so accustomed to orienting toward what others want that accessing your own desires feels impossible? That's not indecisiveness. That's nervous system disconnection from your internal experience. Psychologists call this interoceptive awareness, the ability to sense what's happening inside your body, to recognize your own feelings, needs, and preferences. Research from the University of California shows that chronic people-pleasing is associated with decreased interoceptive awareness. When your nervous system has been focused outward, monitoring others, managing their emotions, anticipating their needs, it loses connection with your internal landscape. Dr. Gabor Maté explains that many people-pleasers experienced childhoods where their emotional needs were consistently unmet or invalidated. When expressing needs led to rejection, dismissal, or emotional overwhelm from caregivers, children learn to suppress their internal signals. Your nervous system literally stops sending clear messages about what you need because those signals weren't useful. They didn't lead to getting those needs met. This is why you can advocate for others beautifully, but struggle to identify what you want. Why you can sense what everyone else needs, but feel blank when asked about yourself. Why you might say, I'm fine with anything, not to be accommodating, but because you genuinely can't access a preference. Your nervous system outsourced its attention. Instead of saying, I'm hungry, I'm tired, I'm uncomfortable, it learned to say, are they happy? Are they okay? What do they need? And that made sense when your survival depended on managing their emotions. But now, reconnecting with your own internal experience is how you begin reclaiming yourself. Reason number 6, your nervous system interprets rest as dangerous. If you've ever felt guilty for resting, anxious when you're not being productive, or found it impossible to relax without feeling like you're wasting time or letting someone down, your nervous system has learned that rest equals vulnerability. For people pleasers, staying busy, useful, and available isn't just a habit. It's a safety strategy. In environments where love was conditional on performance, where acceptance required constant effort, where your value was tied to what you provided rather than who you were, rest became dangerous. If you stopped being useful, stopped being available, stopped meeting needs, you risked rejection, criticism, or emotional withdrawal. So your nervous system learned to stay in a state of mobilization, always ready to respond, always monitoring for what needs to be done, always available. Dr. Emily Nagoski, who researches stress and burnout, explains that people pleasers often experience what she calls human giver syndrome, the belief that your worth comes from giving to others, and that resting means you're selfish or failing. This isn't a belief you consciously chose. It's a nervous system state that got wired through repeated experiences of conditional acceptance. Studies on chronic stress and the HPA axis, your body's stress response system, show that people pleasers often have dysregulated cortisol pattern. Your body stays in a low-grade stress state, always slightly activated, never fully resting, because rest feels threatening to your nervous system's sense of security through service. This is why you can be physically exhausted, but mentally unable to stop. why you feel anxious during vacations, why you immediately fill free time with tasks and obligations. Your nervous system hasn't learned that you can be worthy of love, connection, and safety while doing absolutely nothing. That your value doesn't require constant demonstration. That rest won't make you disposable. So let's bring this all together. If you're a people pleaser, psychology says your nervous system has learned to fawn as a primary trauma response, protecting you through accommodation rather than assertion. It's developed a hypersensitive social threat detection system that reads people with incredible accuracy because that accuracy once kept you safe. Your vagus nerve prioritizes connection over authenticity because disconnection felt dangerous. You experience embodied shame and guilt when setting boundaries because your body learned that your needs were threatening. You've lost connection with your own internal experience because your attention has been focused outward for so long. Rest feels dangerous because your worth became tied to your usefulness. And you absorb others' emotional states because your nervous system learned that managing their emotions was your job. Here's what all of this means. You're not broken. You're not too sensitive, too accommodating, too much, or too weak. Your nervous system is doing exactly what it was trained to do. Every response we've talked about today, they're all evidence of your nervous system's intelligence, its adaptability, its commitment to keeping you safe in whatever way it knew how. But here's the beautiful thing about nervous system work. What was learned can be slowly, gently unlearned. Your nervous system can develop new patterns. It can learn that safety doesn't require constant accommodation, that rest doesn't make you disposable, that your needs aren't shameful, that disconnection won't destroy you, that other people's emotions aren't your responsibility to fix. This isn't about becoming someone new. It's about giving your nervous system permission to update its threat detection system, to recognize that the environment that created these responses isn't your current environment, that the strategies that kept you safe then don't have to run your life now. You survived by becoming hypervigilant, accommodating, and self-abandoning. You can heal by slowly, compassionately teaching your nervous system that you're allowed to exist as yourself, that you're worthy of love even when you're not performing it, that your authentic presence is enough. If this video helped you understand yourself with more compassion, please leave a like. It genuinely helps more people find this content. And if you want to keep learning about the psychology behind your patterns, subscribe to Unfelt. We're building a community of people who are tired of being told they're broken and ready to understand their adaptations instead. Leave a comment telling me which reason resonated most with you. I read every single one, and your insights help shape future content. Thank you for being here. Thank you for doing this work. You're not too much. You never were.